Hello everyone, welcome to Global Online. Hope you are doing well. So, as you know that we are discussing our unit number 6, in which we are firstly covering the marketing management portion, then we will begin with the strategic management. This is our lecture number 7 on this unit. Here today we are going to cover the remaining part of the promotion decisions. Okay, yes, before this, in our lecture number 5 we had discussed regarding the advertising concepts. So today we are going to cover the remaining part of the promotions. Before starting, there is an important information for you that the UGC CNET June 2023 exam is very close now. So we have launched the revision crash course for June 2023. So if you take this course, you will get complete video lectures on all the 10 units. You will get complete syllabus notes in which are in downloadable form. Then you will get mock tests which are fully exam oriented. Then 2000 plus MCQ question bank which covers all the most expected, most repeated and previous year questions with detailed explanation. This can be accessed on both laptops and mobile phones. So the biggest advantage of this course is if you take the paper 2 course, you will get paper 1 totally free. So to join, download the Global Online app. The fees of the fee structure of this course is this. Actual fees is 10,000, but as 60% discount is going, it's available in rupees 4,000 only. Okay, so let me tell you how you can access take the access. First, you have to download the Global Online app. After downloading it, when you will log in, you will see this home interface. In the home interface, you have to click on the store button. After clicking on the store button, there is a search tab. Here you have to just search UGC Net Management, and after searching, you will get this course UGC Net Management. After this, you can access after payment all the content provided here. So if you still find any difficulty, you can contact on the given numbers reflecting on the screen. So we are advertising we have seen in detail. Let's begin with our sales promotion. Okay, sales promotion, generally you have seen there are sales are there in different places on different occasions like Gudi Padwa, space New Year sale, Diwali sale, Dashera sale. So this sales promotion, what it actually means, let's try to understand from here. Sales promotion covers the marketing activities rather than advertising, which are marketing activities which are other than the advertising, publicity and personal selling are covered under what? Under the blanket of sales promotion. Okay, it basically stimulate the consumer for purchasing the goods or services on the basis of dealers' effectiveness. Okay, sales promotion is mainly involves short term. This is important point, that sales promotion will be for short period of time, and it's not a routine function. It's a non-routine and incentive based activity. Okay, for if a salesperson able to sell the respective number of products or services, he gets incentive. Okay, the salesperson generally gets the incentive. Okay, the popular methods used in the sales promotion are demonstration, trade show, then exhibition, exchange offers and seasonal discounts, free services, gifts, contest, etc. are some of the methods which are used for what? Sales promotion. Okay, basically generally demonstration you have seen generally in fair, it's generally shown. Then trade shows are organized. Then exhibition, which are always which you always go and visit and buy at lower cost. So these things are what? These things are part of the sales promotion. Okay, that from this image you will be able to understand more carefully. Like Cyber Monday sale it's showing here. There is what? 50% discount is going on. This is what? This is the best offer mega sale. Okay, so this is just an example from where you can easily understand the concept of sales promotion. Now let's understand what are the characteristics of sales promotion. So the primary promotion is sales promotion is what? To induce the customer to buying what? No, he should instantly buy the product, or dealer effectiveness, or both. Okay, it can be either immediate buying or dealer effectiveness, or both the things can be covered under this sales promotion. Okay, let's the second point is excessive use. If a company uses a sales promotion excessively by crossing its limit, it may hamper the reputation of the company in an adverse way. Okay, it's taken as the complementary to advertising. Okay, always remember that sales promotion words, it is complementary to advertisement and personal selling efforts. Okay, then fourth point is it involves all the promotional efforts. Okay, all the promotional efforts other than advertising. Okay, for like advertising was what, it's paid, non-personal and paid form of promotion technique, but here the sales promotion is what, to some extent it will be personal, and it also involves cost. Okay, then next is it consists short-term incentive. Okay, short-term incentive schemes are there, or plans are offered to multiple buyers, salesmen and dealers. Okay, then next is it involves non-routine selling efforts, which we have already seen in previous slide, that it's not routine based activities like advertising. It's what, it's a non-routine selling activities. Now there are two kinds of sales promotion which are most popular. One is the proactive promotion and another is the reactive promotion. Proactive means what? Proactive, when a company wants to gain additional market share or revenue, it uses the proactive promotion. Okay, here the company's intention is what, to extend their target market. Then the in proactive promotion, they develop what? They develop the favorable consumer experience with the product. Okay, they try their best efforts so that the product should be purchased, and he should have a positive experience and good. It should be favorable for their company's growth. Then another comes is reactive promotion. Reactive promotion is what, this is done basically by analyzing the competitors. This is a response to the competitor views. Okay, when excessive inventory has piled up, this is also done when the excess material is lying in the warehouses, then to remove it. So company uses reactive promotion. For example, generally the another reason behind exhibition, organizing exhibitions of especially clothes or home material is basically what, they want to vacant their inventory. Okay, they have to free their inventory, so they sell the remaining things which are not yet purchased through exhibition. Okay, through sales promotion. Then to generate short-term revenue, if a company wants to generate revenue in a short period of time, it uses reactive promotion. And if a product is a company's decision is regarding discontinuing or close down of business closing the divesting of the product from its product line, it uses reactive promotion. Now what are the consumer oriented promotions and what are the trade oriented promotions, we have to understand, because multi option question can be framed from here. Let's understand what is consumer oriented promotion. First are the free samples, which are generally madam leke jao na, so coupons are also provided. Then premiums is what, which are additional in nature. Then consumer contest people refunds, which you basically might have seen in Paytm, Google Pay apps. Then bonus pack is what, when you purchase a service you get some additional, so these are what bonus packs for a like paid meal in air travel. Then price off means when the price is charged low as compared to its actual price. Then loyalty programs to maintain the customer loyalty, and event marketing. These are the examples of consumer oriented promotion. Now let's see what are the trade oriented promotion. Trade oriented promotion includes the contest and dealer incentives. Then trade allowance means what, regarding the additional money will be paid regarding the trade, organizing the trade, and both the travel allowance will also be provided from the company side. Then point of purchase displays, some of the things which are you might have seen which are new in the market. which are new in the market, newly launched, they are just kept, and the indirect promotion is done in the trade promotion methods. Okay, then training program where the sales people are sales people are trained. Then trade shows are also trade related trade oriented techniques and cooperative advertising. Next comes what is personal selling. Personal selling you might have seen when you are lying on your bed for a rest, especially in the hot summer in afternoon. Generally someone knocks your door. So this is that's a salespeople. When there is a direct interaction between the salesperson and a customer, it's called personal selling. This is one of the traditional forms of a promotional tool. Remember that personal selling is not modern, it's traditional, okay, wherein the salesman interacts with the consumer directly by visiting them. I just told you the example. So here what the salesperson is it's directly visiting the customer's home place or any offices, and they have a direct interaction or face-to-face interaction between both of them. Here the salesperson can be there, or a company representative will be there, and on the another end customer will be there. Here objective is to influencing the customer to purchase the product or the services. Now let's see what are the features of personal selling. Firstly, it's a personal form. Okay, it's a personal form. Then here the relationship development is focused. Okay, here because through personal interaction, face-to-face interaction, generally what happens, a relation gets developed. So development of relation is also part of it. Oral conversation is also there is no written, sometimes to provide bill it's quite written, but generally it's oral form. Then quick solution of queries. If a customer face any doubt, has any doubt, so any query, he gets a quick solution. Then receipt of additional information. For suppose a company is going to launch any additional product, so the sales people will inform it in advance that sir our product is going to launch next month, you can also buy it. So this is what receipt and additional information. And real sale, the sale is it's not generally not happens every time, but there is a major chance of occurring sales. So build brand and product awareness is done by personal selling. Then for increment in sales of the product or services which belong to the company, say personal selling is done. Here focus is building the long-term relationships, then providing the customer support, stimulating the offerings demand by helping the customers throughout their decision making. Okay, here the salesperson which has visited to the customer plays a major role in the buying decision process. Okay, and he guides them how the things are helpful to them. Then reinforcing the brand by building long-term relationship. A company a salesperson through personal selling tries to reinforce the brand so that customers should buy the product of that brand again. Now these are the steps involved in the personal selling. Let's try to understand. First of all, the salesperson will do? He will prospecting will be done. He will identify potential customer who can be targeted. Then pre-approach here all sort of preparation will be done. Then he will make him such capable that what type of information I should know to tell the customer, and he will also collect knowledge about the possible about the customer. Okay, so this is pre-approach stage. In the approach stage there will be a relationship and a interaction. Then presentation and demonstration. Here the salesperson who has visited will tell you about the product and focus on what consumer benefits, how it is beneficial to product that product is beneficial to the customer will be told here. Okay, in presentation and demonstration, and sometimes they gave a demo of that particular product too. Then handling objections. If a customer has any query or he takes objection, that is resolved. Okay, then closing of the sale. Then he ask for the order, and after asking for order, here closing up sale, and later on he takes a follow up that whether the things are going on. Sometimes he visit or calls. So this is what it's a follow up, and to ensure the consumer satisfaction and repeat the business, so that he ensures that whether the customer is satisfied from the product or service, and how the relationship will be done, and again he will be able to sell the products or for repetition of the business. So this is the main process. Especially you have to be aware about this steps and its sequence. Okay, generally NTA is now asking the sequence. So next comes the public relations. Okay, now let's try to understand what's public relation means. Public relation means what? Where the company focuses on enhancement of its reputation. Okay, the marketers try to build favorable image in the market by creating a relationship with the general public. Here company, the persons involved in the company try to build their relations with the general public. Okay, the companies carry out several public relations campaigns with the objective to have a support to all the people associated with it, either directly or indirectly. In not only customer, the company will not build relationship with the customer, all the another group which is supporting in the growth of the company, like the supplier or vendor or retailer or the manufacturer, including all the stakeholders of to the company. The company will try to maintain and build good relationship either directly or indirectly. Okay, the public comprises of the customers, employees, suppliers, distributors. Here shareholder, government, and all the society as a whole. Okay, the publicity is one of the form of public relation. Okay, public relation is what? It's a broad concept, and the publicity is what? It's a short concept. Okay, then it is that the company may use with the intention to bring newsworthy information to the public. Next comes the publicity. Publicity is it's a promotional communication regarding an organization and or products where the message is not paid for the organizer. This is you must remember that publicity is what? Publicity is free of cost. Okay, first thing. Then publicity is a promotional communication for which a company has to not to spend a single rupee. Okay, it is basically free of cost, and it can be done regarding the company or a firm, or regarding the product or the services, and the customer will tell how whether it's beneficial or not, whether it has benefited to him or not. Now let's see the characteristics of publicity, that it's a paid form, not a paid form of communication. Okay, the publicity can be carried via the newspapers. Generally you might have seen these are the modes of publicity, like newspapers, magazines, radio, or television. Okay, it's primarily the primary concern of publicity is what? Highlighting the company's activities. Okay, highlighting the company's activities and products. It is targeted to build why publicity is done, the intention behind building the company's image. Okay, it can be both positive and negative. Okay, don't think that publicity is only positive. It can be either positive or it can be negative. Okay, it has no control over the publicity. Okay, the company has no control over the publicity. Then credibility and social significance is also an important point. Publicity has high degree of credibility or reliability. Some people think that publicity, if a person is telling about the company, they will think that it's same it as, but sometimes it gets wrong effect, as it comes from mass media independently. Okay, Then it has narrow scope, which I told you earlier. Then publicity can be done at much lower cost. It's whether it's free of, still it's free of cost, but some sort of cost may be involved. For example, you have to give an article in magazine, so it involves a lower cost as compared to advertising. Okay. Then publicity message is more likely to be read, viewed, heard, and reacted. Here it has seen that how through publicity how message is communicated regarding the company or the product. And last point is publicity is what? It's less frequent. Now let's try to understand the difference between the public relation and publicity. Publicity is what? It's a short-term strategy, and public relation is a long-term strategy. PR programs extends over a long period of time. Okay. Then publicity may be positive or may be negative, but public relation, it's from the company side, then it will be always positive. Okay. Then it's not always under the control of the person about whom the publicity is made. Either a company or a person can't control the publicity, but in public relation it's under the control or a firm or its agent. Okay. Then in case of publicity there is no control, but in case of public relation the control is up to large extent. Okay. Then fourth, next point is it need not be paid by the organizer. It need not be paid by the organization, but public relation it is paid for. It is paid by the organization for doing the public relation, because PR campaigns, PR programs are organized, so it involves the company has to pay a respective amount for it. Regarding the it depends on how the duration and type of program it's conducting. Then next point is it creates impact deeds. It creates public relation. Publicity is created in part by deeds, and public relation creates impact by proclamation. Here claims are made in the public relations which impacts the consumer awareness, and publicity impact is created by what? It's created by deed. Then next point is there uses press release to achieve the purpose, and it uses sponsored event to achieve the purpose. Then next is what? It's controlled by the this point is just a second. This seventh point has some error. It's not controlled by the firm, and it can control the amount of impact on the event makes. Okay. And in case of public relation, the company is under the obligation, the press, for the release of information. Kindly ignore the seventh point. There is some sort of error in this. Then we have direct marketing. Direct marketing consists of what? It's any form of marketing which where no intermediary is involved. It is involved. Here it involves direct communication or distribution to the individual customers rather than through third party. Here no third party will be involved, or mass media will be involved. No mass media will be involved. Everything will be done directly. Okay. The call action is a common factor. Here the common factor is what? The call action in the direct marketing. The effectiveness of the direct marketing can be easily measured as compared to media advertising. Now these are the these are the 6 forms of direct marketing. One like direct mail, then telemarketing, then email marketing, broadcast faxing, then couponing, direct selling, and direct advertising. These are some modes by which direct marketing can be easily done. Now first let's see what is direct mail marketing. Direct mail marketing, you might have seen generally emails, mails come on your email ID, respective email ID they get from the respective dealer or shop where you have purchased the product. Direct mail marketing is what? It uses mails and emails to for the promotion of their product and services to the target customer. Okay. The email may contain information regarding the offers. What the email will contain? It may contain either offers, announcements, or reminder. Okay. This kind of marketing is popular because it provides flexibility and can be personalized. Okay, this kind it's a kind of marketing is popular because it's provided flexibility. It's flexible in nature and it is personalized in nature, so it's very popular. While developing a direct mail marketing campaign, marketers need to appropriate and clear objective. They should have not a it should not involve a phishing type activity. They should have a clear objective and justified target as customer who should be able to read and understand your mails. Now, catalog marketing. Catalog marketing is basically also a form of direct marketing which uses printed catalog. Here printed catalogs will be done. E-catalogs will display all the products and services which are provided by the company. It's a replacement to the customer visiting the retail store to check out the relevant products. Okay, basically the motive of catalog marketing is what here in a catalog form they will provide you the they will display their products and services and provide information regarding it, and a replacement of customer who is visiting the retail store, he will order directly from it. Okay, it helps the customer to buy directly from the provider. Then is telemarketing. Telemarketing is what it especially happens when you are taking rest and or sleeping. A call comes to you that मैं Bajaj Finance से बोल रही हूँ. So these things happen generally. Telemarketing. Telemarketing is also a form of direct marketing where the information about the products and services are provided to the customer. Okay, it provides assistance in handling the customer queries and getting order. Okay, it is specially used in the business to business marketing and consumer marketing. Then we have SMS marketing. SMS marketing is basically what, when you see n number of offers of Flipkart, Amazon, which are keep coming on your message on your mobile phones through SMS. Okay, text marketing allows the business to reach the individual customers and send a message to large group. Here on a single click the messages goes to all the customers who are associated with the company or present in the record of the database. Okay, it involves low cost. A company can use a short message service messaging to send the customers sales alerts. Sales alerts are sent, then links, website links, updates, appointment, delivery. Like if you have seen Flipkart, when you might have purchased many times the products from websites like Flipkart, Amazon, Meesho. Here when your order is confirmed, they share message. Then before it's 1 day before, they makes you alert that your order is getting tomorrow. Then you also get the it's out for the product is out for delivery, or person may call and you have to collect. So this is form of the SMS marketing. Then is social media marketing. Social media marketing is used effectively as a marketing tool for business. It's give you the opportunity. Here the company gets an opportunity to interact directly with their customers and regularly share relevant products or services information. Okay, social media platform also has made very easy to reach the so by using it, a company can directly reach its customer and share their content either an entire network, which increases their reach and potential exponentially. Okay, here the reach is what it's increased up to extra high level. Then direct advertising. Direct advertising is one of the oldest methods of reaching the customers. Here no third party is involved. The direct advertising is what done directly. It covers all form of printed advertising delivered directly to the prospective customers instead of indirect distribution like newspaper and magazine. Generally, when you buy newspaper, a pamphlet is lying inside it. So it's what? It's a form of direct marketing. Then direct selling. This concept is quite different as compared from direct marketing. Please try to understand. Generally people get confused among these two concepts. Try to understand that direct marketing Just a second. What has happened? Direct marketing company sells the products and services directly to the customer away from the fixed retail locations, where here the customer will not come to the shop. Here the product or services will be sold to the customer directly. Okay, it's mostly markets its product through independent sales representative. There will be different sales people who are going and visiting different customers and selling their product. Okay, Oriflame, Avon, and Medicare are among the best known direct selling companies in India. Okay, Medicare, these are some examples which are quite popular in direct selling. Now let's try to understand the differences between direct marketing and direct selling. The targeted customer of direct marketing is very few. Okay, in direct selling the target size is very small, but in direct marketing it's very wide. Okay, then the type of interaction is personal. It's personal in case of direct selling, and in case of direct marketing it's professional. Okay, the coverage is narrow in case of direct marketing, and in case of direct marketing it's wider. Okay, then communication is it is comparatively low, because till the customer is interacting with the customer, with the salesperson, only that part of will be covered under the communication in the direct selling. But in the direct marketing the communication will be up to a large extent. Okay, then point of interaction, there is single point of interaction in case of direct marketing, but there will be multiple point of interactions in direct marketing. Okay, now let's try to understand the pull marketing and push marketing concept. Pull marketing is a form of concept where pull marketing is a promotional strategy whereby business owners and the brands try to make their products and services directly to the customer. Okay, here the company is the salespeople are pushing the customer, are running behind the customer to buy their product. Okay, push marketing involves the tactics that a seller deploys. Okay, sellers are pushing their goods and services to the potential consumer. Okay, with this strategy, you as a seller can create the awareness. A seller can awareness for the company's brand, and at the same time place product directly in front of the buyer. Okay, sometimes if he get the chance, he places the products directly in front of buyer. A push notification tool can be used to get your products across to the buyer. Say it can be shown in group or to an individual customer too. Now let's understand pull marketing. Pull marketing, here consumers moves to buy the product. Okay, here in case of push marketing we had seen what customer behind the customer the salesperson has to rush, but here in case of pull marketing customer will come directly at your shop to buy the product or service. Push marketing is a marketing tactic whereby you get the customer to come and promote and patronize your products and services. Okay, pull marketing ensures that some conditions are put in place. Okay, some conditions are put in place to ensure that the customers come looking for your brand. Okay, look, the customer is coming and looking for your brand, and and you attempt to pull the customers into making the purchase, and you create such type of conditions by which he buys the product. Okay, pull marketing tactics include the advertising, mass media promotion, sales promotion, verbal referrals. Pull marketing focuses on the long-term consumer-manufacturer relationship. This is also an important point. Push marketing is quite short-term, but pull marketing is a long-term relationship. Now let's try to understand. This chart will clear your doubts. So push strategy is what? It's outbound, but pull strategy is what? It is inbound. Okay, the buying journey is what? Buying journey is brand driven in push marketing, but in pull marketing it is what? Consumer driven. Then the target is what? In case of push, the target is mass audience, but in case of pull, here individuals are target. Then the channel is what? Push marketing is done through mass media and pull marketing is done through search engine. Okay, then constraint is what? In case of push marketing, the constraint is what? It's the budget, but in case of pull marketing, the constraint is what? The algorithms. Okay, the disciplines means advertising modes. It's specially talking about what? It's specially talking about the modes. Here modes are what? Advertising, direct marketing, public relations are used for pushing the customer, but in case of pull marketing, here content marketing, search engine optimization are used. Then what are the tactics involved? So advertising, billboards, mass email, press release, these are the push marketing related tactics. And in case of pull marketing, the tactics are on page, search engine optimization, blogging, podcast, loading pages. These are the part of pull marketing tactics. Now at last we have what are the difference between advertising and sales promotion. So advertising it what? It's a long term, and sales promotion is what? It's short term. Then price, advertising it's quite expensive as compared to sales promotion. Then third point we have advertising is suitable for medium and large companies, but sales promotion is suitable for what? Both small and large companies. Okay, sales is what? Sales is here in case of advertising, it's just an assumption that it will lead to sale. Advertising will lead to sale. It's just an assumption. But in sales, in case of sales promotion, it is directly related to sale. Okay, here advertising can be indirectly related, but in case of sales promotion, there is a direct, it's fully related, dedicated to sales. Okay, these are the examples, like giving advertising in the newspaper about the major products of the company, and sales promotion. Here another example is given, free products, coupons, etc. are the examples of sales promotion. The purpose is what? To increase the sales and brand building, and the purpose of sales promotion is what? To increase the sales. Okay, and the result of advertising, it's quite slower, but the sales promotion give you instant result, and it's very slow. So that's all for today's session. I hope you might have got the product and promotion concept clearly. Still you have any doubt, you can ask in the comment section. That's all for today's session. Thank you. Bye.